Hola my friends and welcome to my channel, guys. Thank you so much for being here. So check it out. We are celebrating Christmas in July and I'm gonna be working here with this little Christmas, what is it? Christmas mushrooms. There you go. So we have a couple of mushrooms here with the faces and stuff, and then they're all like wrapped around with the Christmas lights with the little strings. And then we have some really interesting mushrooms that are serving as Christmas trees, you know. So I'm like feeling these guys right here. By the way, I did use this plate when it came out last year, and this is what I did last year. So I had these little string up lights and then these little guys here, and it glows in the dark, and I'll probably go ahead and put a picture up of that because it's super bright in here. It's live, you hear me, in daytime. But this time I want to work with this guy. There's something about them that are so pretty to me. So anyways, I have a French nail here that I have in white, and then the base itself is this little cuticula, and it's the one called The Summer Everything Began from the March 2025 HHC. So it's actually, I want to say this might be the only one I own, or I might own one more, but this was definitely the first one. It's a very pretty color. Look at that. It has a bunch of little flakies in there. They're kind of like green and turquoise looking. It's very, very pretty. So anyways, right here you can see what I've been doing here, and I just went ahead and colored my lacquer on there, and then I added my white French tip with gel, because with the French tip, it's like, I mean, first of all, hate it, you know what I mean? Having to be all precise and stuff, not my jam. I don't love that. But I do like the French look, the French tip look, of course, you know. So, let's do it together right here, okay? I'm just gonna put, what I did was 3 coats of this right here. It's actually pretty sheer. It's not that thick. And I do like to lay it in thin coats to begin with. So I'm just kind of following what I would normally use for French tip as far as the look. I usually like it to come about that low and come up a little bit high on the side. So it's just really like an estimation. I'll clean that up with a brush, is the way that I do my French tip. I feel like I could use a French tip plate. I don't have one, but at the same time that would then limit me to using a polish that would work on the stamping plate, you know. So with this, being able to just, you know, get it done with this brush, just clean it off into the shape, and then it gives me that flexibility to be able to use whatever polish I want, you know what I mean? So we have that guy, right? This will happen here, and then if anything, you know, then I'll just take my little brush right here, and this is just a regular cleaning brush. I actually need a new one. This is an eyebrow brush, but it's real nice and strong, and this is not normally flared up like that. It's older, so I need to replace it, guys. And I'm just doing that to clean it out, and I guess not clean it, but like make the line a little bit more prominent so I can see it real nice and more to the shape that I want it to be. And then it becomes easier when I come here with my gel polish, boom, boom. I'm just putting it in that spot, you know what I mean? That's already been cleaned out for me. And then all I have to do is take a real thin brush. This is a number 3 from those Pretty Fingers by Robin that she has a 3-pack. This is number 3 because it's a little bit longer. And of course, you know, there's a million ways of doing this, and it just depends on what feels comfortable to you. Now, I'm seeing people use, you know, like the real professional people that are really badasses. They be like, boop, boop, using a humongous brush, and it's like all twisted and everything. And they love it. You know what I mean? Like, they make it twisted like that, so that it gives them some type of control. I don't know, okay? Because that's not me. But I live here. I live with this cleanup thing where I just go ahead and, you know, usually I'm not a cleanup lady. Don't really like the cleanup process. But this one is, you know, and I guess that's part of the reason why I'm not crazy about French tip. But this is pretty much like the cleanup that will make the most sense anyway for me to actually do. And I'm using acetone to do this, and this is lacquer, but I'm just doing so little bit of it that it's not, you know, it's not really removing too much of my base there for it to really matter. But see, just a little tiny cleanup there, whatever. And then I'm just gonna make it like crisp by using this little guy here. And of course you could put it here and just kind of, you know, like that, so it's not globbed on or anything. So I'm just following my line that's already there. But trying to get it like more neat. And how you hold it and all of that, I want to say it's kind of like writing. You know how somebody's handwriting and they could be holding it the weirdest way to you. It seems weird to you, but it completely does this beautiful handwriting, and you be like, dog, that's a name. They holding it like this. And they writing beautiful, and you holding it all pretty and write like shit. Dude, it's one of those things, you know? That's what I think. So sometimes you just have to make things work for you, even if you don't have a beautiful handwriting. But if you hold it a certain way, or if you wipe off, you know, a little area, that might work for you. And you know what? That's perfectly alright. No, I'm gonna stop talking garbage. So that's good enough for me. I'm gonna put this guy in there to get cured. And the plan is to put those little mushroom guy kind of like loving up on that curve. So, you know, it'll be fine. So with this one, that was numero uno. And you can see, you know, it's not as deep. That's numero uno. I'm gonna do 2 more. It dries pretty quickly, and really, it's not that lumpy. You can see it's not. Here we go, numero dos. We do wait for that thing to dry, though. We're not trying to play with that. Alright, let's do that third coat, and I'm pretty much just waiting like 3 minutes, you know, between the coat ads. So this is numero 3. And now while number 3 dries, let's pick up a couple of images there. That we want. I'm pretty sure I want them all to be the same, you know. And so let's pick up 5, right? Or 10. What am I using? I want that guy. I want those cutie pies. Those. It almost looks like flowers, you know, opening up. So let's look. Let's pick them up in black. In negro, nor. I need to do, and see, I'm trying to do, so BLACK for black, right? I'm gonna get the big one to see if it'll fit. this one. Let's see if it'll fit my big finger. Oh, okay, real cute. See, I just want to put it right there. Look how cute. That's huge. That's what I want though for him. Real pretty. Boom. Oh, I can't wait to color that now. Alright. And then the others, as far as size goes, maybe shrink it for the middle. And then the others can use the smaller images. Let me pick up a baby one and see. I mean, I'm calling them baby, but they're not really babies, you know? They're the baby one on display. Where he at? Here's my baby right there. I think he's so beautiful. I just feel like I just want him. I don't know how to explain. Like, you get obsessed, you know, with a specific one, and then that's all you want. Look how beautiful it is, though. Why he's so cute? Wow. Okay, so like to compliment, I want to kind of use the colors that are within, you know, the little sparkle colors. Let's see. Oh yeah. See, that's the perfect size. The smaller ones will be perfectly fine, even for the middle. Oh, yes. Okay, everybody's gonna get the smaller image. Besides the thumb will get this. But I think everybody else will be perfectly fine with the smaller one. Let's pick it up again. Okay, so I picked up 4 of the babies. I'm calling them the babies, and then 1 of the bigger one. But before we paint those, let's go ahead and get our white on this last guy right here. And look at this. I'm over here tripping off with so much acetone. Alright, here it is. Boom. That way, these little guys could get top coated and they could just be waiting. They'll be waiting on their little items. So, boom, there it is. I just follow that same little thingy that I already had set up, and I went over a little bit too crazy there. No big deal. I could just wipe it off with this little guy, and I could use alcohol if I wanted, guys. I don't have to use acetone for this. I could just use alcohol because it's gel. The acetone is more like when I'm removing the lacquer from the bottom, you know. So, boom, there we go. I don't really have to be super perfect or nothing to do this white deal, so that's why I like that. And I'm gonna cue this baby for about 60 seconds, and then it's gonna sit because I'm not ready yet. You know what I mean? I'm not ready. We gotta color our guys in. So let's color them in. And we said we wanted to use colors that are here on our little, on our little base here, right? So like greenish, and then you see that maybe gold and turquoise, right? That'll be cute. Okay, so I'm looking, and I think these are the 3 colors that I'm going to be using. So this one by Born Pretty, right? It looks like a little bit of a teal, and then an apple crisp, and this boogie night. I'm thinking those are kind of like the colors I'm seeing in the little sparkly, you know? It's really, really pretty. So let's do it. I see like teal, green, and then of course I just picked that. I mean, you gotta have a little buffer, you know what I mean? So that's my buffer guy. Here we go. So let's get this started here. And I'm going to use the smaller one, number 1. The idea is basically, and I'm going to start with the bigger one so that way I have an idea where everything is better when I go to the little one, because I be doing some guesswork. You hear me? I can't see that good. I cannot. So I'm thinking this guy for their trunks and a little bit of the bottom, and then a mixture of these two for their top. So let's start there though. And then their little balls. What color should we do that one? I don't have one for that. Okay, there we go. Our little balls are gonna be gold. That's what we're gonna do there. Okay, so I guess we should start with the balls, right? So that way we'll get them out of the way. I think that'll be the best way. And also they won't get colored in with anything else. And I'm gonna use my data to do these little balls. Little tiny little data here. Alright, so let's get these guys on here. I'm gonna use my little bonder and a little dabber because they are dry. Everybody's dry, hopefully, right? If it's not dry, it shouldn't be transferring, you know what I mean? Alright, let's see how we did. See how we like the color match. Ooh, okay. I mean, in our mind, you know, it looks great. But does it? Here we go. Yeah, buddy. So pretty. I love it. Alright, let's keep them moving, baby. Let's keep them going. Oh, almost went backwards there. Hold up. Yeah, everybody should be the same size, right? I don't remember. Yeah. Yes, they are. Three. And then I'll see around them. Look, you guys, check it out. It is definitely pretty. Look at that. So pretty. I really enjoy that. And this color is just so beautiful, right? Such a pretty color. I'm in love, baby. Okay, well, that was a lot of fun. We should do this again, okay? Come back in a couple of days. We'll do it one more time. And remember to take that love and spread that, baby. You hear me? The whole body shaking with this. It's not just hands. Everything. Boop, boop, boop. Adios. See you next time. Au revoir. Peace. Hey guys, please remember to like and subscribe.